Welcome to Planning Phase Syndicate. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. This is episode 97. We're 3 episodes away from 100, baby. Very excited for this cast today. A couple of quick announcements coming up is obviously with the rotation coming up in a couple of weeks, we probably will not be covering any more Premiere at all for the rest of the couple of weeks. In any way, shape, or form. So if there's tournaments, I don't care. We'll be talking about Eternal if we get information. So I know they released some information on Eternal, but they have not told us what the ban list will be, what it's going to be on. They haven't given us a rule set. So until we get that, we are not going to cover Eternal or Eternal lists. Once we get that information, we will 100% dive into Eternal at some point. But I do not want to say, oh, you should build this Boba Fett, and then we don't get Boba Fett. Or Sam thinks that we're going to get Force Throw back, and then if we don't get Force Throw back, we spend a half hour complaining about Force Throw that we never get back at that time. So we will talk Eternal when Eternal comes about. So with that being said, tonight we're going to cover the last of the Milwaukee stuff. Sam actually went, so I kind of want to talk a little bit with him about how it went, how his run is, some of the cool cards he might have gotten that he might be able to show off to us, as well as we're going to be doing our Set 7 pre-release guide, where we're going to be talking everything about what you need to know going into your pre-release weekend. Now, with that being said, please welcome my co-host for tonight, Mr. Alex, the bench warmer himself. How are you, sir?
I'm doing okay. I'm excited for the store showdowns. There's not many left. There's not a lot of time left, and a couple of our stores just finally got the kids. So
I know
Queen Amidala's look really nice.
I know Sam and I are genuinely hoping that somehow it's on a weekend, so that we could go, because I can't go during the week almost at all. Like, I'd have to take a literal day off of work, and I don't know if it's worth it to do that. Like, I want the Queen Amidala's, don't get me wrong. I just don't know if it's worth taking a day off of work to go to that. Also joining us on mic tonight is the young man who graduated from his Padawan, went to his first big tournament, did decently well in both events. Sam, how are you tonight, sir?
I am doing good and a little salty at the same time, because I went 5-4 in Premiere, and then in Limited, and then 5-3 in Premiere. So it's just like, I know I can do better. I just need to start. But
well, we'll talk about your list selection in a second, because we had a whole conversation last week, and then we had a conversation at Locals of what you should run. And what did I tell you to run? What did I tell you to run?
Han Solo.
And what one and what color?
Han won green.
No, I told you to run yellow.
Oh.
I told you specifically as I walked out the door, I said, nope, run Han 1 yellow. And what did you do?
Oh, yeah. Did not run any Han 1 at all.
So no even last hurrah. You played a Yoda. Yoda of all things. Yoda red, though, which I guess for a off-meta deck, it did very well for you at 5-3. That's a pretty admirable record, I would say.
Yes, it was very good.
So, do you regret not playing Han 1, Sam?
Yes.
Okay.
All the matches that I lost in, because I was like, all right, this is going to be this huge Yoda fest. It's not going to be a whole lot of Han mirrors. There's going to be some Han yellow and some Han green, but it's mostly going to be the Yoda data vault, just over and over. So I built that Yoda red specifically just to beat Yoda data vault and blue-green hero and some blue-green villainy. And I saw 2 blue-green hero the entire weekend, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Fair enough. So Sam went, was very lucky. He got to go. He was the only planning phase representation at Milwaukee. I was not able to attend. I did attend a birthday party and had quite a bit of fun, and I did get to see Nine Inch Nails. So my weekend wasn't a complete loss. Nine Inch Nails, obviously my favorite band ever of all time. So yeah, that was fun. I think this is the 14th. Yeah, maybe 14th or 15th time I've seen them. I'd have to go back and count every single time, but it's 14 or 15, I think. They are probably the most seen band outside of maybe Dope or Mushroom Head, because those guys used to tour 3 times a year in Grand Rapids.
Fair enough.
So minus those 2 bands, which I don't even like that much. They're okay. They're just whatever.
They're fine.
Yeah, they're fine. They're just they're not Wizard. So we're gonna use that from now on. By the way, Sam, like that's like people say that now to me randomly. People will be like, "That was Wizard, wasn't it, Tanner?" And I'll be like, "What? Oh, you listen to Sam. Sam made a thing. God damn it."
I've resigned from this podcast.
That's not very Wizard of you, man.
Now it's official.
Add it to the bingo card, Alex. Add it to the bingo card. That is actually, Alex, let's talk about that for a second. We haven't done a real bingo card. I think we should put some bingo cards together over the next couple of weeks.
Need a little bit more phrases. I have like 5 extra. I'm really trying to get to like 10 or so I can actually really randomize them well.
All right. Well, after the podcast, let's talk about that this week. Before next week's podcast, I will help you get some of those together. And we'll get like, I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6 of these things that can be like floated around. And then what we'll do is we'll post them online. And if you will sign up for our Discord, subscribe to us on YouTube, and play the game each week, we'll just start entering your people's names into drawings and do giveaways. Because I'm sure we'll get something for I'll have extra stuff for the law set, and I'll be happy to give stuff away. So. Sam won't give anything away. Sam's a broke college student.
I was looking through my cards of stuff that I would be all right giving away from this weekend. Like I might have a promo or 2 from Milwaukee that is probably going to be fairly cheap. I wouldn't mind parting with.
All right. Well, there we go. So we'll have some Milwaukee promos and probably a mat or something. I don't know. I got to support my local store somehow this set. So anyway. So, Alex, let's get that together. Let's kick that out. That's got no other podcast does what the fuck does Tanner say every week on the show. And you can now add That's Wizard, Harry, or It's a Wizard, or something.
Yep, I have a That's So Wizard referenced.
Yeah. Awesome. Sam, our goal now is to figure out how to keep that stuff, random, weird stuff going. We gotta
have to like remove dice to take down.
You do? Oh, yeah.
That's not really
dies to retaliation.
The trench.
You do know I'll probably still say that dies that could just be killed by power of the dark side. I will probably say that for like the first year because I won't be able to help myself. It'll just be like it's ingrained into my brain. We did not get a power of the dark side. Unfortunately.
I picked up a Vigilance prize wall promo from the sector in case you wanted it.
Oh, neat. How did you get that? I didn't even see those on display.
No, it was like towards the side because not enough prize wall tickets were given out and earned at the sector for like any of the stuff. So the prize wall one is worth double that the black pack is. So that's like the most rare copy of Vigilance. So I got it in case you wanted to trade for it. So you could have like the most rare copy of Vigilance because that's your whole thing.
I know, and we're losing Vigilance. I'll be playing Eternal. So I'll be playing Eternal. I'll probably be playing Palp Eternal. That's probably what it'll be. I'll have like 4 Palpatine decks built. But all right, well let's get into the actual podcast for tonight. Tonight we are going to talk Milwaukee stats to begin with. I think that's what we're going to do is let's talk some Milwaukee stats. Because not that I care that much, but I think it's notable. And I have a question for Alex because we made a comment, specifically I made a comment about a specific deck that I was like, I just don't think this is that great of a deck. And then look what happened is it showed up all freaking over Milwaukee. And I don't know if that's just because people want to run it or not. But to begin with, we'll kick off the episode. This is kind of the PQ overview. We are not covering deck lists. We are not going to cover deck lists from Milwaukee. We are not going to cover deck lists. I'm not covering any deck lists tonight. Sorry, Alex. No deck lists for you.
But how am I supposed to know what to bring to my store showdown?
Well, you can look at it after the show. So I'll help you build it. We'll tell you right now you should build a Han 1 yellow or red. There you go. And then you'll just win.
Yoda red.
But my Han 1 blue.
You bring a Han 1 blue. That it hasn't even shown up yet. So, I mean, like, nobody would expect it. Not right in this week, it didn't. I will tell you, though, does everybody see there's a C3PO on here, baby? You saw that, right?
9-person
I don't
PQ.
care. I don't care.
I'm pretty sure you're the one that said they should have at least 30 plus players.
They should.
Any sort of legitimate.
I did.
That's
100%.
absurd that there's no player cap or player limit for what qualifies as a PQ.
I think there actually is.
There is.
Yeah.
You actually have to have, I think it's like 32 or more people to actually get points.
Well, then how'd it work?
I mean, the PQ still fires. They just don't get points.
Yeah, they still have like the kits for them and stuff like that. You got to think like they still have a kit that they can give away the promos for. I do.
One Blue Forest came in second at a PQ in France over the weekend.
Okay. Was it a 30-person PQ?
80.
Okay. Well, I did not look at any of them, if we're going to be honest with you, because I do not care enough. I really did not want to spend 2 hours discussing decks that are only going to be valid for 2 more weeks. Because
this is the only time we can do it, Tanner. We can do the X-Wing thing. Hey, Tanner, I have a Han 1 showcase. What about you?
Oh, I think I have a Han 1 showcase. Hey, Sam, do you?
I hate you guys.
Oh.
Oh.
It's like the only time we'll ever going to be able to do that.
Oh, see, we have a good time on the podcast. We got to riz Sam a little bit. There you go. You can add that to my list of sayings. I riz people.
No, it's
now.
Sam uses
No,
language, not you.
no. Yeah.
Damn it. I'm picking up young lingo. You want to know what I heard? See, this is going to be a tangent episode. I'm sorry. This is going to be like a tangent episode.
Tanner tangent.
Have you ever heard? Have you ever heard of anybody that says like, man, they really slept this match, or they're really sleeping this match? What is
I say
it?
that all the time.
Okay, what does it mean, Sam? Or do you want me to tell you what I think it means first? Well, I don't know which is
you first.
Okay, so I was told it's when somebody's like acing something. So in this context, it was Dead by Daylight. I was watching a Dead by Daylight stream at work, and it's basically you have 4 survivors going against 1 killer, yada yada yada. And so when they say sleeping, it means the 4 survivors kicked the ass of the basically the other guy, and they basically got all the gens without dying. So they did insanely well and really excellent. So that's what I was told sleeping or slept means. Now you tell me what it really means, because that's what they told us on stream. So I have no idea. Like I didn't Google it.
Supposed to mean, and how I've been using it for like at least a year or 2 now, is that they're throwing the match and doing the exact opposite. Like if you're playing a 6-person shooter and 5 people are out there doing stuff, and 1 guy is just emoting in the spawn room doing absolutely nothing. He's throwing, he's sleeping. Like, wake him up because we need him to do something. Like that's how I usually refer him. Like I was just on Marvel Rivals like 20 minutes ago.
Sleeping. They're not doing shit.
Man, I cannot wait till tomorrow when this lady streams, and I'm going to be like, remember when you said this yesterday? Just so you know, I consoled with my young friends, and they told me what it means. I will 100% say that. She's like my age, I think. I think she's close to my age. I don't know. All right, there you go. There's we'll get the tangent out of the way for tonight. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. We could go on a Riftbound tangent too. By the way, I built 5 Riftbound decks, Sam. So if nobody wants to play SWU tomorrow or Outer Rim and nobody show up and let's play some Riftbound.
Yeah, because I bought a Riftbound box, which I pulled absolutely nothing.
Wait, what? All right, let's move on because you could talk at the end of the show. I don't want to get into Riftbound right now. Let's go back to Star Wars. I don't want to know why Sam wasted his money.
I didn't spend anything.
Okay. I don't believe you. Did you steal it? it?
I traded in promos for it. Like I traded some guy on Facebook for promos, and he sent me $200, and that's where I spent it. So in my mind, I didn't spend anything. I just told 2 dirt guys for that.
You did because you're poor. You need the $200. You got to eat.
No.
I know. The next thing you know, next week it'll be the podcast, and you'll see Sam standing next to me, and you'll be like, "Why is Sam in your house?" I'll be like, "Well, he couldn't afford to eat this week, so he's been coming to my house for dinner." All right, let's keep moving. So here's the standings for the PQ week. As you can see, there's quite a few Hans. Maybe one would say too many Hans. I don't know for sure.
Intriguing.
There is a couple of Yodas, a Kylo, more Hans, and a limited qualifier I forgot to pull out of there. And it's C-3PO, by the way. And an OB3. No, that's an OB5, isn't it? Yes. That's an OB5. Oh, that's that Vengeance Temple deck, isn't it?
Virgins.
Wait.
Virgins.
It's a Virgin's Temple?
No.
That's what I just heard you two say. Virgin's Temple.
That's why I pronounced the NCE at the end there.
Okay, why not just call it Vengeance then?
because that's not how you
'Cause
say
it's
it
not
either.
right.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so as you can see, those were the things. You can see the Milwaukee was won by a Han Yellow. Han 1 Yellow. They had 708 people, which I thought there was more than that, but that's got to be like the biggest regional.
Yeah.
That's got to be the biggest tournament minus Galactics, I think. Galactics was over 1,000. I believe for the pre-qualifier, whatever they call it. Anyway, so that's got to be. I think that's got to be I think that's the largest U.S. tournament at minimum, if not the largest tournament that we've had. Which a lot of people like to talk about state of the game, and like to me, that like even though we're seeing PQ numbers maybe dip from everybody being at 100 to 110, blah 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 all the time, down to like in the 50s to 70s. That's a pretty healthy regional. I mean, and Milwaukee's not like this huge hub, right? So I don't know. Seems pretty good to me. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, the first day of Galactics last year was 1,958 people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there you go. So I think that will always be the largest. It's my guess.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on. We'll talk about the sealed and draft first, because I don't think there's a ton to talk about it. Like I said, we're not going over lists or anything. I guess I didn't know this, Sam, but I guess day one was 9 rounds of sealed Swiss.
Yeah.
You had to play 9 rounds.
I didn't eat anything the entire day, and we got done at like 10. That was the most miserable time I've ever had playing Star Wars, just sitting there playing a Leia match. Okay, I won that one. Playing another Leia match. Okay, maybe just roll dice at this point, see who gets initiative to go first to win this Leia match. All right, I just like getting through everything was awful.
All right, so son, there you go. You can put that on there every time I tell Sam he's my son. You should be bringing food with you. You guys had a car. You could have gone to like a Walgreens and got beef jerky, some like peanuts, trail mix. You could have got some apples. Yeah,
Yes.
like my fat ass ate apples, but anyway.
In my defense, it said no food or drink like everywhere. And I brought food with me, and I looked and I saw the sign that said no food or drink, and everybody like going through the stuff. So I chucked it in the trash can as we were walking in, because I'm like, all right, they're going to look at my bag and throw it away because it says no outside food or drink. And then they looked in Kevin's bag, saw that he had some sandwiches right there, and were like, okay, you're good. And I'm like, okay.
I would have gone back into that trash can and pulled my food back out.
Yeah.
I usually just don't eat.
Yeah.
I'm not the right person for this.
No, Alex is like he's going to fast everywhere he goes. Like, I don't think Alex even eats other people's food that if they offer it to him. How about that?
I don't. I eat significantly less than you would expect someone my size to.
Yeah, only at these events, though. Later on. I mean, I've seen you eat before. I've seen you
Eat seeds. That's just about it.
eat seeds.
I mostly sustain myself off root
Is he a bird now? Do we have a bird on the podcast?
We're bringing like breadcrumbs to these events. Like, hey, you hungry?
God, if someone throws like birdseed at me at an event, I think I'm just gonna leave.
Don't tempt me.
The next PQ we're gonna go to, you're gonna be in a round, like closing up all your stuff, and me and Tanner are just gonna be above you, like just chucking bird seeds.
I mean, if you guys want to be DQ'd from an event, by all means.
Oh, that's fine, Tanner. We'll just scrub out just so we can throw bird seeds in Alex.
Oh, I have extra birdseed at my house too. We don't even have to buy it. I literally have some. Okay. All right.
I don't see how people can listen to this podcast ever.
Lock in.
Lock in. Yep. I'm not even stoned tonight, just so you know. Like,
Me
I am
neither.
very sober. All right. Anyway, and then I guess day 2 you had to draft for the first 3 rounds, and then when they did a top 8 cut, you had to draft a second time. Is that how that worked?
Yes. Did you hear what happened with the top 8?
I did not. I watched a little bit of it. What?
That would
People had to
explain
go
why
back home.
the quantity is 33, and I'm just like, that
Yes.
doesn't logically make any sense.
Yes. So 3 people dropped out of the top 8. 2 were before even like playing. and then one guy just hate drafted and then left. I don't remember what his rationale was, but he knew he had to leave before going into it, so he hate drafted, took like all the Leia cards that he could, is what I was told, and then he just left. And I was just like, I would do the same thing. Like, that's just, I would, sure.
People, I mean, the numbers don't reflect it, but Leia is significantly less powerful in draft than she is in limited.
Sure. But I don't care. Having a Leia 9-round day is just like the worst experience you can possibly imagine. So I would just still stop anything from having to play Leia even more after that.
Now, Alex, so we'll talk. Let's come back to Leia in just a second, because I think that's actually kind of a good segue into like a discussion I wanted to have. If we look at one person pulled a Chancellor Palpatine showcase, right? That's the only way you could have that, correct?
Correct.
And it has to be legal to play, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Bravo to that guy. I don't know who that is. I want to meet him and shake his hand. If I had been there and known that, I would have found that guy and like took pictures with him.
Like playing a game. Like it was awesome.
Next time you go take pictures. Damn it.
Okay.
Because that's what I would have done. I would have like introduced myself, been like, hey, do you want to be on my podcast? You pulled a Chancellor Palpatine showcase and sealed. That's dope, man. Like that's fun.
Staniszewski pulled a DJ, but then did not play it, and I was very disappointed in him for not playing DJ.
What a coward. I want to play the one card that literally should never be played in sealed.
Correct.
You can open
Man.
a Libertine, you never know.
Yeah, if you open Libertine, like then you actually can play it for 4 resources for once. But that's it. I mean, okay, let's be fair though. In draft and sealed, you do get a lot more of the uncommon type cards. So, I mean, you might be able to make DJ work. You might be able to do it.
Also, Libertines
DJ
are rare.
Good when you have it.
Is it?
More.
Yeah. I think DJ is going to be good next set, but that's a conversation we're not going to have tonight. I do think that we should have that conversation about leaders we feel are going to kind of be on the up and up, and maybe decks we have for them. But so I think what's interesting is the Leias, right? So I think that's obviously the most standout. Now, the question I have is if only 13 made day 2, right? Oh, it doesn't matter because they're drafts, so we don't know how many made day 2, actually.
Right.
All right, so I guess that spoils that plan. But if 211 people ran it, like this is what I always want to tell people, and maybe this is like the X-wing in me coming out, but like when 2 people joust, one person is always wrong, no matter
Correct.
what. Like there is no in between. You cannot just play Leia because you pulled her in a pack. You cannot just do that. Like she is not like this S tier leader in sealed that you could play anything with her. I think she's insanely good.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong.
She's very flexible because you can include off aspect cards for benefits.
Yeah.
And just having an experience messes with the math enough that like that just tends to be really good in limited play.
So you think she's S tier in limited?
No.
Yes. Hands down. Yes.
Okay, well, let's start with Sam. Why do you feel she's S tier in limited?
I played more Leia mirror matches in that weekend than I will ever like to in my life. And I feel like the next time someone sits down across the table with me with a Leia, I'm just going to rip it up and walk away because of that event. And it was just like they were playing yellow, green, red. It didn't matter. I had Beguile, Aggressive, and Let's Call It War all splashed in my deck. And I went undefeated for several matches just because I could play whatever I wanted. And then by the time we got to 5 resources, you don't have a way to stop a lot of my splash cards and all just my random top end or all my low end that I'm just going to buff up any game over for you. Like,
Okay.
easily.
So Alex,
He had a great pool.
Yep, Alex, what's your rationale? Where would you rank Leia? Is she just A tier? Is that what we would
I don't
consider
think
her?
she fundamentally breaks the limited thing. She's just very flexible and a common leader. Like if Sabe was common, maybe Sabe would be played more than Leia. Maybe. I don't know. It's just like she's a common leader. The experience tokens matter a lot in limited. The math does, and then the flexibility is really good. I mean, I also think like Yularen and Jabba are like the 3 A tier leaders. Well, maybe Sabe's up there too. For like, those would be the ones that I would hope to play in limited.
Okay.
And when I did play in Limited in Chicago PQ, I played a couple Leias, and they did nothing. Even with good pulls, you just like have an answer for her flip turn, which is really easy with Java. You just swing it with a unit that's got more than 4 health.
Yeah, I think that's why Jabba was played as much as it was, is because it doesn't matter the math that you have. I hit something and I don't die, and I'm doing double damage, like just because I'm putting it somewhere else. And there's nothing you can do unless you really have the Nalase unit and double disclose. Like, that is the only real answer to that. But even so, like, I could just kill your unit with the amount of damage I'm doing, like, get wrecked. But I don't know. I think Leia is just way too powerful against all of these things. And I think it was 2 Jabbas out of the 2 Jabbas I played. So it was just like I pulled my Mina before they could pull their 3/3, and they opened with Gonk, and I just buffed and then killed it. They played a 4-drop, and then I just buffed something else, killed that later down the line too. Like, messing with the math just seemed so fundamentally diabolical that it just worked too well.
Yeah. And see, and that's kind of why I don't think Leia is S tier, is because I don't think anybody can just play her either. Like, I don't think that you can just play every pool with her. And I think if we talk about like Paul, like if you go back to what we did before we left, so I guess I'll give a little secret. Sam and I are locals, and we're on the same kind of like competitive team, and we have a local that wanted to go play in the SEAL tournament. And so we actually we got SEAL kits and like worked with him and built different decks and had him play the different decks against our SEAL decks. To see how well he could do, and to kind of give him points and tips and hints on it. And like, I would encourage any of you that feel you're very good in Limited, like if you have other locals that want to go do that, that's a great, like, it's a great way to support your store. And then it's a great way on top of that to be able to like help people learn and educate like in person. Cause we could talk all we want on this stream about which cards you should have and why they're amazing. And Alex and I can argue over why he's incorrect about, the B-Wing, and JJ is going to agree with me that I am correct when we get to that segment. But like, until you actually physically have cards in front of you and can like sort through them, those decisions are very important. And I think like as a newer player or somebody newer to, let's say, Sealed or Premier for Unlimited, it is something that can be very helpful tech. But if you look at the Leias, I will say there was a lot of Leias in the top, but I also saw a lot of top players that like are people that spent copious amounts of hours playing Sealed in Draft. And we saw, I mean, we saw Wu played Sly. So, I mean,
so did Stevie, and he beat me.
Yeah. So like, I don't think Leia is, did you play Leia? Is that what you played, Sam?
Yes. And
okay.
I also ran into Paul, who was the one you're talking about, and I accidentally knocked him out of Limited because we played day 1.
Well, that was mean of you, but
I know.
Did he play Leia too?
Yeah, it was a Leia mirror match, and I just won the initiative dice roll, so I won.
Yeah. So anyway, let's not like dwell super hard on that, right? Like, and I don't think like really the top day 2 draft. I don't know what we say about that, right? Like, it's really hard to talk about draft without like all the card pools. And I don't know, Alex, I couldn't find all the card pools.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I don't think that'd be a thing.
So I don't know, is there any real reason like we talk through any of the draft stuff? I mean, it is interesting to see 13 Leias. I know Bobby won with Leia. But I think, well, who did he play in the finals? Did he play a Leia in the finals, or did he play a Jabba in the finals? It was a Jabba,
I think
right?
it was a Sly, actually.
Mm.
Because it wasn't a Jabba. It wasn't blue. That's what I remember. Because I was standing over there watching it. I'll go back and look while you guys are talking.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think Leia's a lot worse in Draft than Limited. She's a lot less versatile when other people are also building more curated decks.
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer someone like Yularen or Sly, or if you have the cards Jabba, or like Sabe, that'd be nice too, but over Leia. But if you have a majority of experience with your limited practice just trying to do Leia, that probably helps.
Yeah,
it was Jabba.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was Jabba because there's a couple of times I thought the Jabba was actually going to win, and then it didn't. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, never mind then. I just wanted the Jabba. I have nothing against Bobby. I think the guy's a great guy. I love him. I think he's a nice person, but I really just wanted Jabba to win something. just like, because if I had gone and I had a Jabba pool, I would have pulled my Jabba showcase out immediately and been like, I'm playing that. I have
You're not allowed to.
What?
Because the guy across from me, he brought like a full binder of showcases, and he brought like just a bunch of or it was the guy diagonal from me. He brought like a bunch of just binder stuff, and he called the judge and he was like, hey, I have this card right here and this card in my binder. Can I swap them? And the judge was like, nope. We need complete integrity of every single logged card that you have. Like, nope.
That's sad.
So,
all right. Anything else we have on the limited sealed day, or do we want to move on? We're going to move on. I'll take that as a let's move on, Tanner.
Let's move on, Tanner.
There we go. Welcome, JJ, to the podcast. How are you today, sir?
Good.
You're just in time for our premiere discussion.
For Tanner to tear me a new one about my deck choices.
I will be gracious to you. I think you're incorrect, but I will be gracious to you. It's your choice. It wasn't Nala. So there you go. Hey, how many Nalas made the day? Oh,
none. Because
did anyone bring Nala?
Nope.
There you go.
Nope.
So you could have made history, Sam, and brought Nala, and then brought Nala with a 2-7 record.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still don't think it's a correct. I don't think it's a. How does your Nala do into Han Solo's? There you go. That would be the real question. How does it do into Han Solo yellow and red?
Han Solo green, good. Han Solo yellow, bad. Yoda data vault 50-50.
So as you can see here, the top deck is Hantu. And I'm pretty sure that...
Well, the most brought deck.
There you go, the most brought deck. What did I say? I don't know what I said.
Best.
All right, the most brought best deck is... I'm just kidding. Is Han Solo 2, followed by Han Solo 1, followed by Yoda, and then the disparaging gap between Yoda and Cad Bane, which is crazy to me. I am happy. 69 Yodas, not
Nice.
a 67, not 67 Yodas, just 69.
Nice.
All right. Anyway, get your minds out of the gutter. I have a story about this. Would you like another tangent? I could give you another tangent.
Sure.
Oh my god.
I've got time for one or two more tangents.
All right. So I work in healthcare, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know. We're in the office today, and I got my headphones partially on, and I'm listening to him in a meeting. And some guy walks in and says, "Hey, for some reason the cocks are not up today." And I just looked at him and was like, "Okay, buddy." And he's like, "Get your mind out of the gutter, Tanner." I guess it's like there's like a medical device that's called that. I do not know why. I don't know what it is. I literally just kind of put my headphone back on and turned the volume up so I didn't have to hear the conversation because I could not be mature enough to actually have to be a part of this at that point. So there you go. There's
If I
my.
wasn't on school Wi-Fi, I'd Google what medical device you're talking about, but I'm not.
All right.
I'm not gonna.
So anyway, moving on, as you can see, so there's a pretty big drop off. I not super surprised Cad Bane dropped off a little bit, but I am a little bit shocked that the Cad Banes kind of like took a back seat. All those Han Solo 2s are definitely not ECL though. There is a lot of blue, whether I don't know if they're Force or not, but there's at least blue in there. And I wish FFG had given us that data because I think it would be good to know, like, out of that 15%, what portion they were.
I mean, same with the Han ones, right? Because like green,
Yes.
Tarkentown, and yellow are pretty represented, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it makes sense why the PS kind of dropped off, right? Like, because PS really hasn't been making tops. People are like, hold on. I'm a little sad that the Palpatines are down in the 4% range, but I think, the question is, was there even enough aggro there to really beat out the Palpatines? Because isn't Palpatine a good matchup into Han Yellow and Han Red? Han 1 Yellow and Han 1 Red? Or no?
I haven't played into either of those with Palpatine, so I don't know.
Okay.
I can't imagine it being like bad into tone. Yellow might go a little bit too fast.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was a lot of aggro Like that's why I didn't do as well as I thought I was going to, is because all of my losses were just to aggro.
All right. Also a little surprised at Sabine being down in the 22 range. I would have thought we would have seen a little bit more Sabines, especially with it being the last hurrah. I mean, baby people are sick of Sabine, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. It seemed a little silly. If we move on to day 2, as you can see, Han 1 actually had a higher conversion rate into day 2 than Han 2 did, which I think is a little bit surprising. So if we talk about it, both of them actually overperformed in terms of what they should have been at for conversion rates. With
Both of them were double, at least double, right?
Yeah.
Well, worth the risk is 15, so not quite, but
yeah, worth the risk was not quite double, but the Han 1s, like they took the extra. Don't worry,
Yeah.
They took all the extra. Which to some extent says that means we have a leader that's actually very, very viable, right? Is because you have a leader that can play in all 4 colors and that you don't see very often. I would say Han 2, you do not have a 4-color swath leader. You have a 2-color with it pushing into a 3rd color if you wanted it to.
You have like 2 color, but also one of them plays remarkably different.
Yeah.
Being forced into 30, so it's a little bit like a 3rd color, 2.5.
Yeah. Yoda making also overrepresented. Like I think that's good. To some extent, that's showing that the Yoda is still very strong. And I don't care as much about the rest of it. I'm very sad only 2 Kylo Rens made it. That really sucks.
I'm happy 2 Gar Saxons made it. I'm sure that overperformed
Oh, yeah.
if it's not even on the other
Yeah.
one.
That was
not.
crazy to see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that makes sense though, Alex. I think we know that Gar Saxon is strong. We know Gar Saxon can eat up those Hans, right? Like,
Yeah, that means less than 19 people brought Gar Saxon, right? So that's all I'm saying.
Yes. So those are kind of the premier numbers. If we look at our top 8, I think there's way too many Hans in this top 8. I don't know what to tell you. The rumor I heard is that there might be some Han bands coming to Eternal. So we'll see. That's
What?
the rumor I heard, but
Don't do this to me. Oh no.
I'm not going to
You have a
guarantee
showcase.
anything. I do have a showcase. Sam, do you have a showcase?
Stop doing this to me.
We already did that joke, JJ. You missed it.
I know, JJ, you would have appreciated our joke. Just so you know, that Eek Foil guy that won it, I genuinely thought that was the dude that was from Pattern Analyzer. It's not.
Oh, I wish.
Oh, for real?
I genuinely did. I almost messaged him and was like, holy crap, buddy. Like, congrats on winning. And then I realized it was not him.
That was
So,
a paradigmatic foil.
yep. I realized that the hard way.
We've been like, thanks? Question mark?
Yep. 100%. So as you can see here, Ray Tan made it up there. We had 2 Han Solo.
He swapped off Cad Bane.
Yep.
On Tarkentown.
They were swearing by this Han 1 Tarkentown. So I think this goes back to, remember what my original statement was, were we incorrect in saying Han 1 Tarkentown is not really a good thing? Or is it just these players are that good that they could play that deck, right?
It is good. It's basically just taking out Sabe, making a tiny few changes, and basically just saying Han 1 is just an amazing yellow hero leader. Just chuck him in there. Do you remember the episode where me and you did, where it was like we analyzed all 4 of them and we were like,
Yes.
yeah, red is definitely the weakest color. Well, we were wrong. Yep.
Well, okay, so I would, that we did, in fact, let's be fair to ourselves though, Sam. We did that before set 6. That was not a set 6 thing.
True.
So I do think there's some stuff that came in set 5 and 6 that benefited it. But again, the real question though is let's be honest, is Han 1 Tarkentown really, like, is that what you should be playing for the next 2 weeks if you're playing in a Star Showdown or a PQ? Like, is that really what people should be playing?
Han 1 yellow, but then Han 1 dark though.
Well, I looked at the decks. They're very similar to my Sabay deck. Like, they had Guerrilla Soldiers, which I don't have, and my assumption is that's because you can play that turn 1.
It's a nasty turn 1 play.
And that's why. Like, in Sabay, it doesn't do the same thing, right? You know, like it was the same thing in Quinlan. We couldn't play that turn 1, but we used to play that in Quinlan quite a bit. And so that's my question is like, okay, like there's a few things that they have that they could play turn 1 that we can't play, but they're also playing 1 card less, and they're not playing a million hidden things. So like the real big question is that a viable deck? Is that something we're going to see in Eternal that we should be like concerned or be working towards? Or is this just kind of, we have 2 amazing players, one player that like topped worlds last year and another player that has won how many stupid PQs and topped how many more, playing a deck that's like I would consider an okay deck.
Ray Tan's deck is 53 cards, by the way.
Yeah,
Good on
to
him.
see it. Also playing 2 of like one of my favorite cards that everyone always forgets about, which is Clear the Field, which should be in like every yellow hero sideboard because like you just destroy every single TIE fighter spy token.
Well,
Like
it's gonna
everything. It's
be-
great.
But Tanner yelled at me the last time I put it in a store showdown for him because I was teching specifically for his Vader pilot when that was big.
Of course I yelled at you for that. That wasn't because it was a wrong play. It was because I don't like losing.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I don't know. Like again, I will be honest. Like if we're looking at Eternal and if set 7 does not shake Eternal up, I don't want to live in a Han 1, Han 2 meta. Like I'll be honest. I don't want to go play a bunch of PQs, and play a bunch of Eternal. I like rotation because I don't want to have to play against Han 1 anymore. Like I don't have to think about the teching for it because I think that leader was incorrectly designed, as a lot of set 1 leaders were. But like, do we really like? Is this something we should be concerned about? What do y'all think?
No.
It does seem kind of like, well, to answer like last 2 weeks of Store Showdown stuff, it seems kind of like an annoying deck to like pilot. Like you can't just like pick it up and just have a crazy man success with. But for Eternal, I mean, you have access to every card pool, right? If they don't have a ban list, maybe something like Django would be good into it. Or like, you know, I mean, I guess you bring back the DJ shenanigans with it though, so who knows?
Yes, that's what I'm prepared for. So, I'm back, baby.
Mel, would you like to buy some Hyperfoil DJs? I
Already have them.
Oh,
I have
okay.
3.
So I mean, I don't know. We'll see. There is a lot of like crazy cards coming out next set that might be pretty interesting for an Eternal format. I know Tanner, you and I were briefly discussing how fun Trench would be now that they have a 7-cost yellow blue wipe the board and also pick up my Bounty Hunter crew card.
I'm excited for Trench, baby. You know me though.
I get to pick up my Bounty Hunter crew and wipe the board. What more can I possibly want out of a deck?
So I'm not going out of the box anymore.
So Alex, hold on. So I have to ask a question, Alex. So can we just commit if we get a bunch of Store Showdown kits for set 7? Can like because you run like 3 or 4 stores in the East, and I run at least one. Maybe I might be able to squeeze in a second one. Can we commit that we're gonna run Eternal Store Showdowns for all of them? That way I could go play in like 5 or 6 of these Eternal things, like just so I can actually play cool, like with my old cards.
I would also kind of want to make the shops money. So
I think it would. It might.
See what like how popular it is, how the turnout would be. Like at Excel, we ran Trilogy Store Showdown last set, right? And 4 people showed up, so didn't want to do that again.
Well, I hear there's an Eternal show or an Eternal Showdown at your Excel store, and I guess if 4 people show up, maybe it'll all be Trench. It'll be a Trench off. If we do, we're recording that, just so you know.
Only Trenches format.
Only Trench, but we're not going to tell everybody. It's just going to be you and me both showing up with Trench, Sam with Han 1, and then we're going to beat him.
He's making it
with DJ. Oh man, can you wait? Oh man, I can't wait to like. Just like obliterate. You know what I'm running off aspect? I'm running my scanning officer off aspect. Just to screw over your like, 4 resources. Let me play this first. Oh, there goes your DJ. Oh, sorry.
Ugh, I don't like that.
You have that and Alaya, right?
Yeah, but that's only plot cards, so I can't hit DJ with
No,
plot cards.
Isn't it like dump one of their cards regardless?
I don't, if it is, then I got
pretty
Alaya,
sure
baby.
That's what it is.
I'm playing both.
I
Main
like
deck.
Double check now, but it's just defeat one of those resources.
All right. Well, that's kind of closes the book on our. It's not sad because I like rotation and I like change. I don't actually like change, but I do. Sorry, that's my personal thing. I am a little excited for us to be able to go into kind of a new meta. I like the problem solving piece of it that we're gonna get, and I think this new set is, as much as I guess I will openly admit, and I hope FFG doesn't watch our stream, but I will openly admit I was not as high on this set until about halfway through this set. And then maybe it was the Krennic thing. Maybe it was Alex pointing out that we have a new Palpatine as Krennic. And then I started to get a lot more excited. And then we got some really cool more leaders, and I got even more excited. So I'll be honest, like, I'm very excited about Tobias. I don't know if he's good or not. I'm excited though, man. Like, I'm very excited. Like, he's ugly. He has an ugly showcase, but I'm excited to play him as a leader.
Wild.
Yeah, it just feels like I played a couple of games where like I blew the opponent out for no, like, just like I don't even know how I did it. I was like, oh, oops, there we go, and I just won. And like, is like, I can't even believe this crap. But anyway, we'll discuss that.
Did you put in the corporate defense shuttle?
I did put in the corporate defense shuttle just for you.
Funny.
Yep, just for you. And like, my opponent asked if I did. He goes, "Did you put this in here just so I can't do anything with it?" And I said yes.
Yeah, that's literally the whole point of Tobias, right?
I said yes. I said I didn't want you to be able to swing with it. And he's like,
essentially refunding myself the corporate defense shuttle, have zero like consequences from it, and then also drawing a card off of it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, he didn't know how to get rid of it either. He goes, what if I killed this? And I was like, well, kill your own ship then.
Back. Yeah.
I was like, I don't care if you can figure out how to kill that ship. Good for you, I guess.
Resources killing your own unit. Have fun.
Yep. Well, that's what I said. Yeah. He was not happy with me. But yes, I did do the little Alex thing, and I put that in there. Because the deck I stole from somebody did not have it in there. And I was like, I went in there and I immediately like goes, bloop, I'm going to add this over here, delete a couple of these cards, and now I'm back down to 50. Good. Go. And then I dug for it. Like, I literally mulliganed for it. Every game I played with that deck, I just mulliganed for that card. Even if I didn't win, I didn't care. I just wanted that damn card.
What color did you end up playing?
I played yellow, blue, and red, and then I played the yellow, blue, green just to see if the blue green had a way to work through it.
It's got a better end game.
It has a better in game, but if I want a more aggro version, I like the red better. There's a little bit more removal-ish stuff in red than we have in the green suite, but the green gave me access to like Max Rebo if I wanted it. Green gave me access to what's that? Whatever that card is that gives you 1 million credits. Like, I don't remember the stockpile or whatever. So yeah, so that was a couple of cool things for it. Well, let's move on to our last segment for tonight. We are going to do our sealed discussion on here. So hopefully you all are prepared for it. Alex is really, we got to ask Alex. Alex, are you prepared for our sealed discussion?
I never am.
You never have. All right. Well, I think Sam's computer died, so don't know where he went, but I'm going to guess his computer died.
Well, he also had to leave, right? Said he only got not an insane amount of time, so.
All right. So we are on to our Lawless Time pre-release guide. My new favorite pre-release leader is the graphic for this one. So I actually love the showcase. I wish they would release the showcase art just as an image for me. That's what I'm going to do. After this, I'm messaging my group to see if somebody can strip that out for me in a high res image. So what I wanted to do, just to kind of begin with, is I want to go over, and I think we should probably do this every time we do like a pre-release guide or a sealed type guide, is like, let's go over the ratios. Cause I think like we always talk every time about like legendaries and rares and blah, blah, blah. So this time we're going to start with leaders and then go to commons and uncommons and work our way up. That's what we're going to do. Whether Alex likes it or not, I'm doing it. That's what I'm doing. and I want to just because I want to make sure that we talk through some of those to help people as you're preparing for your pre-release event. I will say, I believe like if you have the opportunity to go to a pre-release event for this set, you 100% should absolutely do it. Like this set is going to be off the charts for a pre-release. And I'm actually sad we don't get sealed. We're not going to have like sealed competitive events. And I don't know, Alex, maybe we should talk with Excel or somebody, and maybe we should see if we can build like some sort of like, I don't know, like Carbonite box giveaway event where we build like a sealed event that people can go to. Because I think this set is going to be very, very, very seal friendly, like more than I originally thought. So anyway, as you can see, inside of a pack that has, 16 cards in it, you're obviously going to get your leader. I don't care. Ignore the showcase numbers. Who cares about those? That is outdated a little bit. I don't think it's 1 in 288 packs anymore.
Are you sure? I don't think they changed it for regular boxes.
Did they not? Okay. I don't remember. I just know for me, the hyperspace and showcase piece, I don't care about that. I only care about like the cards you're going to get. So 1 in 8 packs, you're going to get like a Han Solo legendary. You're going to get 9 commons and a booster, 3 uncommons. You get 1 rare. And then you're going to also have the 2 hyperspace cards, right? So it could be an uncommon, a common, a like this and that. And I think the bigger thing is like your rare legendary spot is contested, right? And so like if you get 6 packs, the most you're going to get is 6 rares or 6 legendaries, which we all know you're not getting 6 legendaries. Like we know that's not going to happen. You're gonna get 6 rares. That's what's gonna happen. At least for Alex and I's, we never get legendaries.
It's like, yeah, well, yes, that's true. But like mathematically, it's like roughly like it's like 5 or it's like 5.5 rares because they can come in other slots with the card before and after, and then like 1 legendary typically. Yeah.
So I think that's like I don't want to spend a year having this conversation, but I think this is important. These are important numbers to know because as you're going through and building your pre-release deck, like understanding what you're going to get is probably more important. And I will tote this site, the Protect the Pod. We are going to be running some stuff. I have some stuff already planned to talk through pre-release and sealed for a Patreon for it. Like, I would highly encourage you check out Protect the Pod for this set. They aren't 100%. I think they just finally added all the cards to it, but I'm telling you right now, it is a great resource to do. And the best part is going to be I'm going to make JJ do a Patreon episode with me where he gets to talk through it, and then I get to yell at him every time I think he's incorrect on a card. And then we're going to build it. I'm going to build a deck, and then we're going to play each other and see who wins. That's what's going to happen. Hopefully it's JJ. That way I'm wrong. So I took Alex's numbers, and we'll look at Alex's the numbers in a minute. But I thought, would it be fun to see how many cards Alex thinks are good in this set for sealed versus okay or bad? And so I did. I did not break it down by color because I found out with multicolors, really it's not worth it this set. And I'm done playing that color game. I'm done. Like Alex and I actually did. We used to talk about like which color would be better, like which one had more cards in it. I don't know what to do this set, so I'm gonna kind of just go whoop and toss that portion of the discussion out.
For a couple of the sets, like there wasn't an even amount of like rares for every color and stuff like that, so that would like actually affect your pool.
Yeah, like
I'm not sure if we ever put that on tape, but like
no, we did. We talked about that last set. Last set was the first set we actually dove into that. We actually talked a little bit about it in our pre-release video. Because we were talking about yellow and why, and last set yellow felt a little underwhelming.
No, Legends yellow was terrible.
Like it's just like, what do you do here? But
no, it's like half events and they're not impactful enough.
Yeah. If I was smart, I would have put percentages to these two, but I did not think to do that. Because I'm a guy that likes percentages, so I don't, somebody slap me in the face next time. But as you can see, Alex actually thinks there's 46 good commons, 7 good leaders, 11 good legendaries, which we're going to talk about that. I think
they I think they made the legendaries pretty good in these sets now.
We are going to talk about that. Maybe we should do a legendary ranking next week. Maybe we could do that. That might be fun. I don't think we've done that in forever, have we? No, we haven't. I know we
Probably
haven't.
not. No, like for Premiere or for like Sealed.
For Premiere.
Those are dramatically different.
Yeah, it would be Premiere. We're already ranking. You're ranking. I don't need to rank them, and it's inconsequential to rank them for Sealed, right? Because if we're going to rank something, we would rank commons and uncommons. So anyway, so as you can kind of see here, Alex is definitely 20% favorable for the good over the probably, and almost 50% favorable over the bad. So I would say Alex has given this set an A plus, or maybe not an A plus. Let's give the set.
I think it's a really good
an
Sealed
A
pool.
Yeah, we'll give it an A for Sealed. So let's talk leader. Let's start there. And JJ's been very quiet, so I'm going to make JJ talk a little bit because. JJ, I know you can see the numbers, but tell me what is the leader you're most excited to actually play in pre-release this set, and why?
Man, I'm really hoping that I get Saul Guerrera, honestly, because I really want to build a really good like aggro Saul Guerrera list, with the caveat of doing it without all the aspects. Now, granted, it's probably not going to be great in
You
Sealed.
have 3 aspects, JJ. That's the best part about it.
Yeah, but no heroic, unfortunately. But outside of Sealed, there's so many cards that I want to build with Saul Guerrera that I just really, really hope that I get lucky and pull Saul for my pre-release.
He is a rare, but
Yeah.
I think he'll be a little bit harder to get, but yeah, I don't think it's impossible. I mean, we saw rares show up. I actually kind of wish they had given us Saw in the pre-constructed decks that they had. Like that would have been a fun pre-constructed.
it would have been pretty
deck.
interesting if they did like Saw and Tobias for the precons.
Yes. Oh man, that would have been spicy, dude. Oh, I love that so much. Look, I'm excited again.
But then you wouldn't like get him in like the limited pool, right? Unless you pulled a showcase. So that's probably why they didn't want to do that.
Yeah, if I could get a showcase Saul, that would be just totes. I'm telling you, man.
Well, I'll tell you what. Make sure you save your showcases. If I pull a showcase Saw, I'm sure we can make a trade somehow.
Okay.
I'm not excited to play him in Premiere as you are. Like, I think he's fine in Premiere. We'll do our leader rankings next week because we haven't done them yet. I don't. But like again, I play mostly villain stuff. That's where my niche lies, and yeah. So anyway, so Alex rated Saw Gerrera, Agent Callus, Aura Singh, Vel, and I'm not going to say her last name.
Sartha?
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I've never seen the media, but like
Yeah, Vel Sartha. No, you're right on the money.
Saboba, Jabba the Hutts, and Lando Calrissian as his probably good. Probably okay is Jin, Director Krennic, Hera, Chewie. Oh, sad day for Chewie. We'll talk about it. We'll talk
blowing
about
up
it.
your own stuff seems kind of rough and Sealed.
It does. Enfys Nest. In the bad is Tobias Beckett. We definitely need to come back to that and have that conversation in a minute. Boba Fett, Leia Organa, Vader, the Client, and Han Solo. So, Alex, tell us a little bit about the probably. Let's start off with the probably
You want the
bad.
justifications for
Yep.
all these things?
Like, not tons. Like, I don't need you to spend 20 minutes having this conversation.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But like, okay, so Boba Fett I know, right? Because there's not a ton of
A
Underworld,
very
right?
limited number of bounty hunters. Yep.
Great, got that one. That's easy. Leia, I'm not quite sure on. I just don't think she's
Plus
very
one,
good.
Plus one for each different aspects, but
Yeah.
like you tend to make your desk like it really depends on how many like rainbow you're putting down, and you're probably building a deck with like 2 different colors and not building around Leia, which means to me it's probably bad.
And Vader,
And her flip turn's not terribly impressive. I don't think Vader's ability I don't think you could build a very good Vader deck out of this pool because he requires very specific cards, like things like the blaster when it gets discarded to like put it back, right? And it's like his ability's not terribly impactful because and also like you might actually just run out of cards at a 30 card deck if you're using his ability.
Yeah, that's fair.
But his flip turn's really good. you're probably not going to dump your whole hand though, unless you're like winning for game. I mean, the client, I think just exhausting things isn't particularly great, and then also requires token generation, which is probably a little bit iffy for the seal pool. Han Solo, I don't think is impactful enough, and also like blowing up your own tokens is probably not good with this sealed pool. Which leaves me to Tobias. I like I if I gave like stars to put him between these for leaders, I'd have him between bad and okay. I just three card pools is great. His ability to like give your opponent units is not that good in sealed because you like the whole payoff is that you drop like these gigantic bombs like on his flip turn, and you'd one have to get the bombs in a color that's like playable with him, and two like also give your opponent units, and like these units aren't, it's not the corporate defense shuttle, right, where it just doesn't attack. It's probably something that they can actually make use of. So I don't like giving your opponent more things to kill me for getting a floating resource kind of thing. That's my justification.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know. I kind of feel Tobias belongs in the probably okay category.
Yeah, he was the toughest one for me. I feel like he's like right between both. Like if you have like a sick blue, yellow, and like red pool, you get a lot of versatility off of that. But also you do lose out on heroic and villainy aspects.
Yeah, and like, and not to give too much, but the probably okay. Like I almost kind of feel like that and Krennic swap, and I only say that because I don't like you because it's the same thing with blowing your own stuff up. Like Tobias is giving it to them, which sucks, and Krennic's blowing his stuff up. If Krennic could draw a card,
sure.
If we had Palpatine, mate, I don't know what to say, but if we had Palpatine here,
there is a difference between I'm giving you this unit that can attack me for a credit, and then like I'm just defeating my own unit for a credit.
True. Yes.
Right, but I guess I'll talk about Krennic now. I think his leader flip turn is impactful enough to get you back into the game, to put him in the okay category.
Yeah.
Just because you can like they have some pretty like chunky overstated units, like just vanilla like beat stick stat stick units, that like are pretty good with him. So that's mostly like my justification for like why he would be in like the okay tier, because you actually do have like some just like, oh, this guy's like a 4 for 3 or whatever, right? Or it's not quite that, but a lot of them's just like, oh, this is just kind of like this is a 4/6 for 4 guy. That's all that exists, but like I think the flip turn is pretty good. And like I guess if you like think your opponent's just going to kill your unit and you can afford the health, you can just kill it for the credit.
And that's true, and because it doesn't cost you anything to do it,
Right.
I kind of agree with you on Chewbacca in the fact that like I don't
setting yourself behind on resources is kind of rough, but he's a flip.
Yeah. But that's it. You only get him once though. What's that,
you
JJ?
Get every leader once.
Yeah, so for me, I kind of had Chewie in the probably bad part because I think he's just too draw dependent at that point, right? Because obviously you're sacrificing your resources for it, and if you're ending up with 2 high cost cards in your deck, and granted that really depends on how you're building Chewie's deck. You really want to build it low to the ground, but if you end up doing it too early, where you kind of sacrifice your momentum to use Chewie's ability, then it's really hard to recover from that, especially when you start like facing off against like Krennic or Hera that can really like take advantage of like what they can do with their ability to play units and be effective on what they can do. So for me, like Chewie just feels just really luck dependent on the draw. So for me, I feel like that puts it more towards the bad category for me.
Yeah, to me, it's like if you're playing Chewbacca, you're probably not using his ability too much, but he's still a 5/6 that comes out on 4, which is nice. Really impactful. And then if you do end up defeating some resources, you can at least like do damage to their units and get a credit out of it. So like you can, kind of like control a little bit of their board and also have like a minor payoff. But also he's just a 5/6 that comes out on 4, and I think that's pretty impactful because aggro tends to be really good and sealed.
Yeah, and I the only so the only downside I will say that you have to pay for resources for him. So that's your unit for the
That
turn.
is your flip turn, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like when we said a leader can't come out multiple times, you are incorrect. There is leaders that can come out multiple times. There's 2 of them. Not in this set.
Yeah, I was referencing this set.
I'm just saying that they exist.
Yes, I have played
Alex.
Trench Tanner, believe it or not.
Have you played Bail Organa too, baby?
Very much so. A lot.
Mhm.
I've played both of those leaders quite extensively.
Anyways, so I'm in the JJ boat. Like, I feel Chewbacca is probably bad. But I will say if you do get a decent like pool where you have a lot of 3 and 4 drops that are impactful, and we'll talk about some of those in a few minutes. But if you get a lot of them, then he's playable. So like, but I'm also in the same boat that like Jin, Hera, and Enfys Nest. Like, I know why they're here is because if you don't get the pool for them, their leader abilities are just ineffective. I will say Hera is going to be out of the 3 of those. Hera will have the easiest time playing, and Hera floats that okay and good line. Like I really genuinely think she does, especially if you get a good pool.
But also, like, you have to be very careful with deck building around Hera if you're putting too many out of aspect cards and you don't have the 2 units, you are just drawing bricks.
Yes.
Which is why it's like, I would like a leader that kind of functions kind of thing.
Yes. And if you put too many, gray cards in, right? Like, yeah, you could afford these cheap gray cards, but they don't do anything.
Yeah. And like Enfys is fine. Because, like, I think Enfys as, like, a later, like, when you can actually afford the 2 resources to double the on-attacks is pretty good, but you need a lot of on-attack stuff. And there's a fair bit, but, like, it's not... 3/7 on flip is not great for, like, what you're trying to do if you're trying to rush and aggro people down. So that's my justification for okay. And Jin Urso, it's making sure you have enough rebels in your pool. And with her being rare... it kind of gets you have to compound lock.
Yeah. In terms of you're probably good, I mean, so we know Saw's good because you get 3 colors, and it doesn't matter if you get
and you swing up.
Yeah.
It's the Anakin thing from Twilight and Seal.
Exactly.
Swing up, and also you have 3 colors, which seems really, really strong.
And yes, you're defeating your own units, but who cares? Like, I mean, we learned in Twilight that Maul and Anakin were like very, very good for what they could do.
Yeah, and you get overwhelmed with it too. Mm-hmm. So like you trade up and also get some payoff, which is crazy.
Yeah, they combined those 2 leaders into one and said, "Oh, by the way, you can't have villain or hero." But don't worry, folks. We're going to create a whole bunch of like dual color cards that work with this guy that are commons and uncommons that you can play with him. So here you go. And you're going to get a base that allows you to at least once per game play like another color. So you can have a 4 color.
You can put a Luke in there
if you want. Yeah. Yep. Like what? Why? Well,
I mean the base itself. Reminder, it doesn't get rid of the heroic or villainy aspect, so you still, if you're putting a villainy out of aspect or heroic or villainy out of aspect, you do have to pay the extra. But if you're like a red, green, blue, you can put like a blue, yellow, like if you had like Finn or something, or some really good card from there.
Yeah. That's what, like, I think he is one of the top cards to watch for in Sealed right now. I think
that is my initial impression. Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't played with him yet, but we talked about Leia earlier in the podcast, right? Where Leia is not S tier, but is very good if you get the correct pool. I think Saw's the same way. Like, if you don't get a lot of red green stuff, okay.
Yeah, don't play him, right? Like,
don't play him then. But if you get red green, he's good. Now, the saving grace is he is a rare, so we should see a lot less of him, which will suck. If you do get him, you'll probably win. If you don't
like
get
Sabe
him,
of this set, right?
Yes. Exactly. Except for like how many of those people played Sabe when they were playing late. Like
Who knows?
whatever. Like that crap drives me nuts because I think Sabe beats Leia. Just personally, sorry. Like I just really genuinely think it does. But the other interesting one, like, so I agree with you on Val, like, and I agree with you on Jabba. I think both of those are like,
like Val, like giving experience, messing with the math, incredible and limited. And see Leia, see Obi-Wan, right? Giving a credit to your tokens or giving a credit token to your opponent, not ideal, but like it's free to give experience to your stuff, which is very strong.
So can we like pause right there? Because I've actually been playing Vel, like, which is weird because I don't play Hero. I've actually been playing her, and I very much enjoy her. Like, I've only been playing Premiere with her, like testing Premiere, but I have found that giving the resource has only negatively impacted me on a smaller amount. So, for example, when we hit later game, if I'm not careful, they could play some stuff I don't want them to play. But I have found they don't almost ever have enough cards in hand to actually play how many damn resources I gave them. So, like, which makes sense, right? That actually makes a lot of sense because this game is designed around being able to afford most of what you have. What's the probability they're going to have 1 million bombs? In Sealed, this feels like it's going to compound, right?
Yes.
Because you get, 2 bombs, maybe 3 if you're lucky, 4 if you have a great day.
Yeah.
You're going to play cards you don't have?
I would trade an experience token on one of my units for a credit token the majority of the time.
And
I'm just like, this is just really good.
It doesn't even cost you anything. Like, that's even the worst part about this. Like, they cost you
them
0.
One floating resource.
Who cares?
But there's also cards in blue that just kill them or negate them entirely, which is even better.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is why I considered that for also being really good. Going on like Agent Callus, play whatever best cards you have. Seems very straightforward. The versatility out of that's kind of wild. Aura, there's a lot of, again, it messes with the math, right? There's plenty of times where something will just have 1 health and you're just like, cool, it's dead now.
Yes.
Like you can manufacture it. There's a couple like minus cards in this set. But you can just do that with most of your units. Saboba, it doesn't, in Sealed, like your deck quality isn't that great, right? So it doesn't really matter that you're dumping a card off the top of your deck unless you're running out of cards. But you're probably not because you're trying to aggro with Saboba, and giving raid 1 to a unit's pretty good for essentially free. Jabba, I think, is really good just because you can recycle your cards. And then also picking them up for extra credits is nice. And then Lando, I think it's very easy to construct a deck around you dumping one of your cards with Lando and just having the credits so you can play bigger stuff on his flip turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I also like the yellow hero pool in this.
Yeah. And I agree. I agree with you. I think the Saboba one out of all of those is probably the one that's going to be the hardest. But I do agree. Like, I mean, you're getting extra raid, and so
really good and limited, and he comes on 4.
Yep, exactly. And so if you get enough stuff to be aggro plus that, and you can add a few extra of those crappy cards in that you don't care about, if you need a few extra cards, I will tell you, like, when I played like last set, and I was very worried about Sabe, and I was building 32 and 33 card decks, it never mattered. It genuinely, actually, I mean, like, I always overbuild, so whatever, that's just Tanner. I'm like it's like when JJ wants to put one-offs like for 50% of his deck. I'm the guy that always just plays more cards in my deck than I should ever. Like, I have an aggro deck, Tanner's got 52 cards. That's what he has. Like, it doesn't matter. You're playing Sabe, you don't need 52. No, I do. I want my 52nd card. Thank you. So I don't know. Like, I think Saboba will be good if you get it, but like, again, like I think Saboba will be easier to play with different pools than like Saw is. Like, I think Saw will struggle more in different pools if you don't get like red green stuff is good, right? But Sebulba, because you could pair him with other things, I think Sebulba, there's enough yellow cards, I think, this time.
Yeah, there's actually a lot less like heroic and villainy aspect cards than you would expect.
Yes. So let's move on. I guess I'll ask you, JJ, did you have any comments on the leaders before? I think we've talked about them, but do you have anything else you wanted to talk about before we move on?
I mean, honestly, for me, like it feels like, with the advent of Eternal Format and all the new formats that we have on there, like the power balance is going to be difficult to gauge unless you're dedicating yourself to that particular format. Like if you look at the rankings of these leaders in its current, like, with the current set, right? With everything that's been rotated out and everything, these look good. But if you're playing Eternal Format, then all of a sudden, like, they don't feel quite as impactful. So it's just really interesting to see like what will eventually develop out of all the different variations for the Ravage rule sets that will come out for it and see what comes out on top. I hope that we do get a really good shake up in the meta for sure.
All right, well, let's move on to the special cards. I think this is kind of easy because these are the ones that aren't going to really, like, if you get them, congrats.
Right. Like these would typically be like what used to be like the foil cards at the back of the pack were basically the only ones you'd get for them, right? So they're not common.
Yeah, I think Lando, hands down, is probably out of all of those cards is the best. I disagree with you a little bit on Leia's disguise. I think that's probably okay.
It's the plus two for 2. That's all it is.
I know. I like it. But anyway, I think Lando has the best value. Like, I would actually, if you get Lando, you should immediately be looking at your blue pool at that point. Like, that's what you should be looking at, because I think Lando can be very impactful for what you have. R2D2's good.
R2D2's really good too.
Yeah. But I just think Lando's better though. I'm sorry. Like, I just think, like, if we had to put these two in the probably good, we have one on top and one farther down. Yeah, Lando is actually one of my favorite cards right now. Which is weird. I shouldn't say that, but it is.
And like the Sarlacc, I think is fine. It's a bomb. It can help put cards back into your deck, I guess, if that's a concern for you while doling out power. Just got to get the 8. Han Solo, I think, is a fine, like, first turn play. But other than that, I don't really, like, I'm not investing the time to, like, make this guy a lot better.
Yeah.
And also, if you're going to go against Aura, that's just like an immediate resource because she just kills it when you play it.
Yep. It's just hilarious, by the way.
And I have Salacious Chrome in the probably okay. I think Salacious Chrome is incredible if you're playing Java Leader. And then it is a 0-2 raid 2 for 1, which is okay.
Yeah.
But, if you're playing Java, you should definitely put your Salacious Chrome in there because that's wild.
Yeah. Like I said, I think I like Salacious Crumb, but I'm also a little bit biased. Like, I think you could play him in Boba Fett too, right? Like, if you did have, well, he's on a bounty hunter, so no, you can't play him in Boba. So I guess really he only makes sense in Jabba. I don't know. I still like him. I probably would include him if I had him, but you're not gonna. You're probably not getting him. Yeah.
Yeah. The Great Pit of Carcoon is the base that lets you get the Sarlacc of Carcoon. You don't lose any health. So, like, if you have the Great Pit of Carcoon and also the Sarlacc Pit, you just play both. If you are playing green base, because you could just fetch it. But other than that, it's not worth playing. Obviously, if you don't have the Sarlacc Pit. And then I have Malakili between things. I don't think the creatures being Underworld is particularly impactful unless you're playing Jabba. But he's still a 2/4/4/2.
He's okay.
Right. Yeah, he's okay. Really wish he would have been neutral just so I can play him with Kanan.
No, we're talking pre-release here, JJ. Not premiere ban.
I know.
Yeah. So that's my justifications on the specials.
Yeah, I think we can move on. I don't think those are whatever. The probability we get those is very low. All right, so now I want to talk commons, and I will take the critique with a grain of salt, or not with a grain of salt, but with, like, on the chin. I was critiqued that I did not go over commons last time we did this. So let's go through the commons, and we don't have to like go card by card, right? Like the reason we didn't do it is because like it's very overwhelming.
We publish this document.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
We just sit here and list off 70 things.
Yeah. So I don't think I think let's talk about maybe some of the standouts, right? Like I think Kill Switch, right, for example, because that's neutral, is like a huge standout. Like Perilous Position was better because it was, you know, a -2/-2, but this costs 1 less, so you can play this turn 2 and still play another unit if you want, if you have 1 drop, right? You know, or if you have something that costs 1, you can play
or
that.
made a credit.
Or make a credit.
Right?
Yeah. So I just like when we talk through these, like that's a great one. Like I think one of the things we talked about last time is like that lurking snub fighter, right? We talked about it, and then we kind of put that in the okay. And after we started playing, we're like, no, that's actually if you're playing yellow villain, you play this card. If you're playing yellow, you sometimes even consider putting this in because it's a plot card that when your leader flips, yeah, that's your whole turn, but you stop whatever they're doing. I kind of feel Kill Switch is like that. Like if you have like you could play that off aspect. I think like I kind of think that that's a card you include off aspect even. Because the worst is you resource it and you don't ever use it, right? But
well, the worst is it could have been anything better and more useful at that time.
Sure, but if you don't have anything, you know, I mean,
sure. Like if you're struggling to get up 30, I guess.
I don't know. What are some of the other bigger call-outs, like some of the other ones that you feel are
I mean, like the commons, the dual aspect commons are all okay or better, in my opinion. I think they're pretty solid. Like the Leppy Lookout, granted, if they're playing Aura, don't do that, but it's a 3/1 shielded overwhelm, right? Very solid first turn play. I think, I mean, like the Bith Brute, it's an okay, but it's like a 4/3 Sentinel Saboteur. Sentinels are usually pretty good in limited. So definitely like look to see if you have some of these. Like I think the other okay one was the 3/4 Sentinel Grit guy because he cost 4, but like a lot of them, like that's the 3/2 Restore 1 Saboteur for 2 is a nice starting point. I like the Restore. I like the higher attack stat. The red yellow one, the Sullustan Sapper, is a 4/2 ambush overwhelm for 3.
Yep. Welcome.
Like, that is clearing fields.
We'll take that every day of the week. Thank you.
Yeah. So like definitely like and like the blue villainy, or sorry, the blue yellow one is a 2/3 raid 1 restore 1 for 2. I think that's probably the best out of them. But like definitely if you open like common dual aspect cards, definitely look to see if you can just build decks around them, because I think by and large they're all just like really solid plays.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
think
nice.
I think that's partially because of how the set's built, right? But I think it's also because they allow it to have the stats, and when we talk about like stat costs and different things like that, I think it allows it to have a little bit more because in Premiere, it's a little bit harder to play that if you're not playing that color suite, right? I think the other standout is, what are you looking for? You're looking for Overwhelm is the first thing, right? We're looking for anything that has Overwhelm, and we're looking for things that have shields. Like Black Sun Patroller is a great
it's
thing.
sticky.
It sits there. It doesn't go anywhere. Like that. That's actually one of my favorite things. The Weak Way Pirate, which is hilarious. We got another Weak Way Pirate. Like they don't look the same. By the way, they don't look the same. I just want to make sure that like whoever did the artwork, you could have just used the damn artwork again. Like anyway, that's a saboteur, right? Like I get that if you play it with no resources, you get a benefit.
Yep.
But it's just saboteur. It's a
2/3 for 2 saboteur underworld. And also, if you happen to just pay it with, you know, credits or whatever, it's a 3/4 for 2. Well, for 3 with Saboteur. Well, no. Like, it's still a 3/4 for 2. You just have to pay for credits, so it's like actually they have basically like a 1 drop that is just like, hey, you can pay 1 extra and it does a thing. Like those are pretty solid too. Like the Rookie Rocket Jumper in yellow is the 2/1. pay an extra one. It's a shielded, so it's a 2/1 for 2 shielded unit, which don't play it against aura, but like is like a solid starting one. You tend to look for things. Actually, overwhelm for me. I tend to look for things like ambush and sentinel. Anything that like impacts the board when I play it tends to be very good for limited. It's just I'm sorry, there's like so many things I can like talk about for this. I mean, like Lost and Forgotten is a common, by the way, Tanner. I'm not sure if you noticed that.
I did not know it was a common, but yes.
Yep, just the 6 cost, defeat anything, heal 3 in blue. I would kind of be looking to play blue if I got that, because like there's not an insane amount of removal, and also it heals you.
Yeah,
it's like Cavern Angel's X-Wing is fantastic too. Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say, so okay. I love that card, just so you know. Like, it's like, here, let me give you Vanquish on steroids. Right. Like, I don't think it's quite as good as like, I don't think it's as good as like my Vigilance, because I got to mill people. But it's amazing. Like when we played set 2, I think a lot of us, me specifically, didn't quite understand how removal worked, because we didn't have that portion of it as much in set 1, right? In the same fashion. And when I played in some of the beginning, parts of pre-release in set 2, I underestimated Fell the Dragon and Rivals Fall like nobody's business, and regret it. That card, I would if that card had come out last set, I would be playing that in my removal hands down. Yeah. Just period.
Yeah.
Heal and remove is very good. But also like cards to look out for in green, right? Like you get the expendable mercenaries that when defeated just resource them. Those are common. Which is another reason why I put Krennic in OK. Which is nice. The Beach Patrol AT Walker, that's a bomb. It's an 8/9 overwhelm for 8. You got Haymaker in green as well. Give an experience token to your unit and then do damage equal to its power in that arena. Like, that's also removal and buffing. So, like, I'm very excited for, like, those things. You got a lot of, like, overstated units on the heroic side for green. Like, the Wookiee's a 2/4 for 2. But you also have, like, the 4/4 for 3. They got their own, like, Knights of Ren. So, like, if you just need, like, stat sticks, that's, like, you got them in green. And then, like, the red, the red burn cards are nice. You got a 2/2 for 1 raid 1 guy in red, which is really good. The Storm Raider.
Which, by the way, like, JJ, we can play Nihil stuff. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Like, why I didn't get a Nihil leader? Where is my Martian Row? Damn it! Give me a Martian Row leader, FFG.
Yeah, Martian Row.
And you got the Nihil, the yellow guy, the 2/2. He's hidden. 2/2 for 1 hidden. Like, I think a lot of them have like very good early turn plays. For yellow heroic, you had like the Wookiee Gorilla. It's a 2/4 hidden raid 2 for 3.
Yep.
That's just value.
Let me put this down. You have to claim where I get to swing in.
I gotta say
that 4 damage to kill it.
For me, I'm really excited mainly because I'm a JTL Vader fan. There's a lot of these common units. I'm gonna name out particularly the Partisan U-Wing, being able to create credits whenever you lose a unit. I feel like that is particularly strong, especially if you're trying to build towards like a much bigger unit. The Houndstooth is also really good for Vader as well. If you're running blue with Vader as well. There's also some of these common like cheap units that you can play out with Vader that will you can kind of mix and match depending on what version of Vader you're looking to go. I think that these are like really nice options that are adding onto the arsenal for JTL Vader. That's my bit for that.
Fair enough. I will say the one B-Wing skirmisher that you have in the OK, I actually think is in the good. Like, I actually think if you're able to run Red Hero, that's a good card. And I only say this because we don't get a ton of space units all the time, right? And the fact that it gets to be able to do damage to space units when it's played, and it's a 4/4 for 4. Like, yeah, okay, it's not 2-for-1ing anything, but it's like when we had the IG 2000 ship. You know, this one is only doing space units. I get it.
Yeah,
But
that's kind of why I'm just like, well, it's a 4/4 for 4 in space, which isn't great.
I know, but if you go back and watch the Secrets of Power from last weekend, you will actually see a lot of the top players are like mixing around and putting more space units than we see usually in pre-release, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, like space things, like space strategy is always like pretty decent generally in limited. I think it's an okay unit. There's other space units that I like. I don't know. It's hard to like evaluate that, right? It depends on kind of your pool. If you like, it's not a bad space unit by any means, which is why I think it's just probably okay. If you don't have a lot of space, definitely include it in your deck.
Yeah, I also really like that Haxim Aggressor too, because it's a 2/2 with Raid 2 as well. Like, I really genuinely think that's a really good unit just for turn 1. And I know it only has 2 health, but whatever.
That was my main. If you don't have the initiative,
yep, it feels bad.
That's the that's the issue.
So why did you put a star by unmarked credits? There, let's ask that question.
The stars are between tiers.
Okay.
Yeah, so unmarked credits, I think like there's frequently times in like sealed pools that you just have like 1 resource left over. Unmarked credits incredible for that, right? Because you just get a resource that you can defer for later. But like you're not gonna, I don't know if you have other cards to include. I think it's better than like, well, I pay 1 to get 1 kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. All right,
but if you have like a lot of weird numbers, like a lot of like even cards and not a lot of odd cards, like include that in there because you fill the gaps in your resources.
Yep. I will say, based on like looking just at your commons, green seems to be one of the higher ranked ones out of all of them this set for commons. Again, we're not cross pool, blah, 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 blah.
Sure. Yeah.
But for commons, green seems to have the most positive impact that you can have with
then
at least
like yellow.
Yeah. And then yellow after that, then I would say blue and red, right? Like
I would argue yellow's more than green because you do have like the yellow green guy, the yellow red guy, the yellow blue guy, and a lot of yellows.
You're right. Fair enough. I guess I didn't count those ones. Sorry.
A lot of like yellows in between the okay and good tier, and then there's a lot of like just kind of, wow, these are really niche green cards that I don't really think are particularly useful.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to uncommons, so we're not here all night.
Sure.
Let's talk uncommons, because I think this one, I think this feels a little bit easier. You have a couple I do not agree with in your uncommons in the probably bad, but we'll talk about that in a second. The commons, I don't think I had really any qualms with. I agree with you 100%. If you can get Arvel, B000, and BT1, I think you're doing very good. If you get those 3, you play red. There's no questions asked. Just play your red pool unless you have no other reds.
Arvel taking out like half of the whole design philosophy of the set makes it pretty solid.
Yeah. And same with like you have the Jangos and Jango Fets and the Fens, right? Like, which again, when we talk about like Tobias, right? Like, I guess they don't work really well with Tobias, but like he can play both of them for the most part,
Yeah.
I guess Django costs a little bit more, but still, like the uncommons feel very. How do I say it? Like attached to the dual color type piece, right?
Yeah, a lot. Like all the there's so many really strong uncommon dual aspect cards.
Yes, and I think that like helps dictate your colors. Like, if you don't get a lot of uncommons, like in what I would say, if you don't get a lot of uncommons that have the dual colors from the probably good, then it doesn't help dictate your pool. But if you do get quite a few of those uncommons, like especially the blue green, like, I mean, it's really hard not to want to play some of those. Like, I think what is Chino Fane is he's the 2/4, right?
He has a 2/4 on attack. You and your opponent draw a card.
He's insane. Mm-hmm. he's amazing. Like, I do not care what people say. He is amazing.
I think Hana's incredible as well.
I do too.
I think Hana's just like super underrated. Like, just
Yes.
raid 2, restore 2, 3, 5 for 4.
Yep. And that's one of the cards that I don't think we actually covered in our spoilers. I gave up covering the spoilers once I released full set because I figured y'all could just go look at them. But I think, I agree with you. I think Chino Fei and I think Hana, like if you pull both of those as uncommons and you have 1 or 2 copies of them, you play blue-yellow, or I'm sorry, blue-red. And like when we talk about if you get a saw, right, you're already halfway there.
Just choose a blue base.
You like those guys in saw feel amazing because just being able to, your opponent gets to draw a card, whatever, who cares? But the Hana being able to restore, and then finally before they try to kill it, you get to kill it and give overwhelm and raid. All right, screw you. Like you were gonna kill my guy. I'm gonna kill you first. I'm very happy you put Max Repo Band in the probably good too. Just as an FYI, I think
because that card's wild.
Good job. I love that card. That's
just
one of my favorite cards.
At the end of your at the end of the phases.
Yep.
Just very, very, very strong. It's hard to out.
Yes, especially in sealed. Like,
yeah. Also underrated card. I think C3PO goes pretty hard in sealed formats, because you are probably building your deck around your leader. He is a neutral green, 1/4, so he's not going to die on attack. Give an experience token to another non-leader unit that shares a trait with a friendly leader. There's a lot of underworld.
Yeah. So the two, I guess I actually have 3, and you're probably okay that I question. I question the sense of Kaz, and I think you and I already argued about this off camera, but I don't agree with you on sense of Kaz. I guess I would give her a star at least. If you don't get any upgrades, she's not that good. She's just okay.
She's incredible in Vel, and like if you have upgrades to put on her, that's great. If you don't, 5 for 3 ain't bad. But
she's just okay then. But I think she deserves the star if that's the case. The other one, you have Weasel. I guess you gave a star to Weasel. I think Weasel is really good. So
you need to go wide for Weasel, right? The 2/3 on attack of another unit, raid 2. Another friendly unit, raid 2. So like he's probably he's not a good first turn play, which is why I ranked him like lower, because like 2/3 for 2 is okay, but you're not like giving another unit raid 2, right?
Yes.
So you have to like play, like it takes 2 turns to set him off, and at that point like they can probably just kill him.
Yeah.
So that's why he's okay to me.
Yeah, I think if you're playing, I agree with you, and I think I think the fair thing is the star, right? Is because if you're playing against an aggro deck, right? Like against the aggro deck.
Yeah, they're not controlling your units. He's incredible as well.
Yes, and so like a lot of aggro will not try to do that, and then that's when he just like shines. But against a non-aggro like mid ranger, you're probably struggling to play him. The last one, and JJ will love this, is the Blade Wing. That is the 6 cost 3/3 bounce whatever effing unit you want. I get that it is a very high cost to bounce a unit, but you also get a 3/3. It is a B-Wing, which is amazing. If you get Hera, you should be playing this just for theme.
It doesn't even activate Hera's ability. It's
I don't
not
care.
even heroic. It's just a neutral yellow.
I do not care. JJ, would you like to explain to him why Blade Wing is very thematic for Hera?
Yeah, because
Blade Wing was the original prototype for the B-Wing that Hera flew in Rebels.
Thank you.
It was an X-Wing.
You
could light an epic and shoot a laser beam.
Dude, what did it do? Like add like 3 more results if you hit or something like that in epic? It was ridiculous.
It flew through everything. Yeah. But like I get it, but also it's a 3/3 for 6.
I don't care.
It can bail you out of games, but that's an expensive bail me out of a game, which is why I believe it's okay.
We play expensive bail me out of games all the time. We're control
in
players,
constructed
Alex.
decks, yes. In sealed, not so much.
Well, we don't have other ways to bail ourselves. I will go on record. I will go on record and say if you're playing yellow, this is an auto include. Period. That I will go so far as to say that. on record, I will even wager a pack of Law for it. Maybe it should be Riftbound instead of Law, but they're worth a little bit more. Sorry. Anyway,
because it's worthless to me.
yeah, you'll never take it from me. And in your probably bad, I like Kanan. I don't agree with. I think Kanan belongs in okay. Personally, sorry,
I am more down on Kanan than I believe a lot of other people are.
Yep.
Just in general, but I don't. 3/4 restore 1 for 4 isn't really that good stats, and like all you do is bounce something that costs 2 or less, which can be minorly impactful in a limited environment.
Yes.
Just at 4, it's kind of.
This weekend that card would have, if you had those color schemes that in Leia, that card would just be totes and goats. So just so you know, I think the restore 1 also helps them. So
that's the only reason. That's like the 4 health is what kills him for me, honestly. If he was like a 2/5 restore 1, I think he'd be better than a 3/4 restore 1.
All right, fair enough. All right, anything else about uncommons, or should we just move on to rares at this point?
Stockpile is a little bit hard for me, but like, don't do it in limited.
I don't think it's worth it in limited. Yeah, I think
if you're playing Krennic, it is, but that's about it.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to our rares. Again, Alex gave quite a few.
Aspect rares are so good.
Quite a few. Yellow has like yellow rares. You just have like off the charts here, buddy.
They're good.
I think I disagree with actually anything on here. At all. Actually, I don't think anything on here. Other than like, I'm sad that you put Fulcrum and probably bad, but I agree with you. But
yeah.
I'm just sad by it. That's all. Like,
sure,
I agree with you. I'm just sad because that's why.
Man, +2/+2 for 5 with a limited rebel pool is kind of rough.
I agree. Other than that, I don't think anything like. I mean, Thermal Detonator, I do agree is probably just a bad card. If you're playing Sintakaz, play Thermal Detonator, baby. To become Sentinel, and you can just leave her sitting there. Anyway, I don't disagree with any of these. Like, I think, I think the Jyn Erso almost belongs in a, like, you should definitely play this effing card if you get her. Like, I think she's really good. And I also,
I mean, like, Chrysanthid is a really strong bomb.
Yes, Chrysanthid is great. Lots is like amazing.
Volscaris' Defender's a menace.
Yep. What are you gonna do about it? As I say, and it has the extra health, right? So like, and we don't have Perilous Position anymore to play against it. Like, we had nothing kills that outside of just an actual kill spell, and you better hope you don't have a shield on that thing.
Right, and like if you're playing like Sebulba or like Vader, giving it a shield's really good, but also like if they have like a big space unit, you just like swing into their base and you do 1 damage to that space unit and exhaust it. It's just really, really good.
Yep. We learned that, right? From what was the leader? JJ, what was the leader that we learned exhausting units was good?
Wasn't it New Gunray? No,
there you go.
Yes, a New Gunray. Let's clip that right there. No, it was fucking Django. It was Django. Like, that's where we learned about this.
Sorry, once something has been like banned, I just get it out of my head.
Okay,
I respect that, JJ.
Another side tangent. If we get Django back in Eternal, like, let's play some Volscaris, baby. Like, I'm all for Django again. I'm excited to play Django. Give me Django in Eternal. Screw your Force Throw. You could throw Force Throw into the garbage. Just give me Django. Yeah. Outside of that, I genuinely don't disagree with like almost any of these. Like, yeah, like Chrysanthid's a bomb, Anakin's a bomb, KTOSO can be horrifically impactful. I think here we go. Here's where I disagree. Rose Tico should also be bumped up to insanely amazing. There you go.
I mean, she's in probably good.
She should be an amazing, because I think she's amazing.
No amazing tier.
But she should be. That's where she belongs. She is one of the, like, I think one of the best design cards of this set. Like, I love Rose Tico so much.
She's like the Corellian Hounds, but
She's better than the Corellian Hounds.
yeah, you just have to have a non-unique unit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you don't have to worry about if your opponent has no
Right.
units. You just need another effing unit, which in fucking limited you get. Like, we're gonna have tons of these non-unique units. So,
Mhm.
Obviously, if you get like Saboba's like Pod Racer,
Mhm.
like, and you have Saboba, you play Saboba's Pod Racer there. Otherwise, like, it's not a good card.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, so like some of them are like, well, this isn't probably bad, but like circumstantially.
That's the same thing with Enfys Nest helmet, right? Like if you have Enfys Nest, you play her helmet. Like it's that whatever. Like
Yeah.
that makes sense. You don't play it if you don't have her. Fear and Deadman is really designed for Vader. If you're playing Vader, you
It's still
have
a little bit iffy.
no, it's an amazing card if you're playing Vader. Just wait till I break it. Just wait till I break it.
Just depends. Yeah, in limited,
No, in
That's-
Premiere.
that's my point. This is limited.
I know. I still think it's okay in limited if you're playing Vader. I don't know what other. I guess maybe Saboba. I no.
I try
think
not to rely on my 2 top decked cards for
Mhm.
my strategy in limited.
Yeah. I do agree with the Asajj Ventress. I actually think that should be moved down farther into the why the fuck did they create this card. Sorry. Like
It's
I don't
fine.
get it.
It's just in the wrong color. If it was green yellow, it'd be a lot better.
It makes no sense to me. So
But there's not enough like bounty hunters to really justify like
Mhm.
running that.
yeah. So I don't know. These are the rares. You're gonna get 2, maybe 3 of them in your whole pool if you're lucky. If you're lucky, you get 6.
For the colors that you're playing, right?
Yeah. Yes. All right, let's move on to the legendaries are like the last thing and I will there's one on here I 100% disagree with you on. So,
Is it the middle one?
the middle one,
I think we'll talk about it, I guess.
it's not single reactor ignition if that's what
What
you're
a
asking.
shame.
No. That I agree with you because like by the time you get to 8 resources, like
You want to wipe your own board?
yeah. So I agree with you on that one. That's whatever.
Which, I mean, like, for the legendaries, most of them are very good. The dual aspect ones tend to be very good. Like, I think, like, Chewbacca is fine. Like, if you can start getting him to going, which is probably more likely in limited than it would be in Premier. And just being able to just decimate all their units seems pretty good. Like Obi-Wan, just a huge Sentinel Mandalorian, shielded and draws you cards. Like Maul just takes their stuff. Luke
Yep.
is just, deal 5 or ready him, and he hits really hard. The Stranger's just an incredible ambush. Hondo, I think, is interesting just because you know what's coming up in your deck, so you kind of like mitigate some of the luck or like the guesswork that you have to typically do in limited. And like, he's sticky mostly. It's just like he's a 3/7, so he's just kind of around. And also, like, if your hand is bad and you can't play it, just playing the top card of your deck and it's just another card you can play, which is really good.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Thrawn. I don't know, like
Yeah, as I have foreseen.
yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
sad
like
that Max Rebo's ban just are
Hold
not
on.
the best legendaries this set.
So hold on, JJ. We're gonna come to that. We're gonna come to that. That's some foreshadowing of what Tanner disagrees with Alex on.
Wild to me. I mean, Lawbringer, Ray, Persecutor, Liberty are just really good game enders.
Yeah.
I think Cad Bane is okay. I think he's better in limited than he is in Premier, mostly because he's just a 6/6 shielded overwhelm, and occasionally you can pump him. We already talked about single reaction ignition. Maz Kanata is kind of just like a must kill. There's enough underworld, especially in green yellow, to like have that be rather impactful.
Yeah, I don't like this. I think Maz gets kind of a star. Like I kind of think if you have the green yellow pool and you get her, she's
Still
actually
is a
really good.
4/4 for 5 that can be taken out around that time that she drops because it is an on attack.
Sure, I agree. I don't know. I expect if you're able to build credits and I don't know. I've been playing her in Lando, I guess maybe too much, and maybe that's my
She
like.
just needs to live. Like,
yeah,
that's the thing. Like if she lives, she can have an impact.
yeah.
If she doesn't, which is not super difficult at 5 resources to kill something with 4 health. I think the Intimidator's fine if you happen to get up there. Like you should end games there.
Yeah, you win. If
Yeah,
you
I
get to
wouldn't- I
11
wouldn't-
resources, you
yeah.
should win.
I don't hate it for your deck. Like I wouldn't like auto included, but like it is a nice finisher. I think Ben Solo is better than people give him credit for. I think he's a little bit weirder in sealed because like getting up to that number of resources can be difficult, but that's a very impactful play. L3, I don't think there's enough droids. I mean, a lot of the droids are red green, so that kind of works, but I don't think there's enough droids for L3 to have an impact. Anakin's Pod Racer.
Nope.
I have it between there. We already discussed that last podcast. It's cool, kind of.
I'm down on it now. Sorry. Just like I'll
You
play
always
it.
were down on it.
No, I used to
Are
be
you
high
more
on
now?
it.
Oh, really?
No, yeah, before we had last podcast, I thought
Oh.
it was a great card. Like I had it in a lot of my decks, and now I don't understand why we have this card anymore. Like now I'm really down on it. Now it's like if you can't use it, it's worthless to me. It
Yeah,
is
it's
the
real cool
most-
if you have the initiative.
That's it. Yep. If you don't have initiative, throw it in the garbage. I guess like how about this? It's like remember Allegiant Pride, like General Allegiant Pride.
Mhm.
Great if you have Boba and have the initiative. If you don't, the card goes away. Like I just resource it. I don't want it no more.
I don't think Tear the Ship Apart's good and limited. I guess
Nope.
you can play if they like resourced a bomb, which they shouldn't, but sometimes that happens. Like that could be cool, but that's about it. And apparently this is the last card you have an issue with. I don't think Max Rebo is that great of a card for
I
limited.
love it. I don't care. Nope. I think that card's a great card.
Just because you think it's cool.
Sure.
Like
No.
that's your only
Okay.
justification.
No, it's not my only justification. Okay, so let me go back. The reason I like Max Rebo, and I can't remember if we talked about this last week or if it was just you and me arguing about this. The reason I like Max Rebo is because it allows your 6 cost leader to be able to skip a churn,
Sure.
an impactful churn. I think in limited, again, this is why I think it's okay. I don't think this is in the probably good. It's in the okay. And that's because if you can play a green yellow suite, or if you have a couple of them or something, I don't know, like, and you have the ability to use your base to affect it, I think if you're playing a 6 cost or 7 cost leader, this is really good. So if I play Krennic yellow, which by the way is a high probability in sealed right now.
Krennic would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I in Lando it's great. If I'm playing
Sure.
in Val,
Your late
I'm-
game decks.
yes, anything that I have good bombs with, which is why I would put this in okay. Like I will not tell you this is like a probably good. You should definitely include this card, but
No, I don't think you considered the 5 cost leaders. Most of them are just not the ones you want to play. The
True.
5 cost leaders are Tobias. Callus is the impactful one. Jin, Boba Fett, Leia, Hera, Enfys, the Client, and Han. All of those are not something I would want to play. I don't care if I can bring my 6 cost leader out before their 5 cost leader, because their 5 cost leader is not going to have nearly as much of an impact in limited.
fair enough.
Like
Well-
the best one of those is Callus, and the second best one of those is Jin, Enfys, Hera, maybe. Like that's a noticeable drop off, I think.
Yeah, and that's fair. In that aspect, I think it's fair. Like, I don't disagree with you in that piece of it. I just think that being able to skip a churn can be insanely impactful. And maybe this is just because I play control and I like to play weird stuff too. And like I've been having some really good success with Max Rebo in Premiere, or whatever you want to call it. Again, we're talking about a card. What's the probability you're going to get this card, right? Like, I mean,
Sure.
like we're arguing over a very minimal instance of getting this card. But if how
You're
about
the
this?
one that was offended about it.
I'm not offended. No, I think it's better than bad. I think it's probably okay. That's my stance on that card. Would I put it in the probably good to build a deck around it? Absolutely not. If I'm playing that color suite or if I'm playing Saw for whatever reason, I'm playing this card.
I don't like giving my opponent more opportunities to out my stuff, which giving them 2 extra cards and a resource allows for them to do.
I mean, Val gives people resources, so there you go. We've learned it.
Right. It's the 2 extra cards that's the like, and not literally resource. I mean, like the resources as in like the means to deal with what I have.
I guess. Again, I don't know. We'll see when it flushes out if it makes the cut.
That's my main concern about it.
Yeah. We'll see when it flushes out if it makes the cut.
Also, I don't have it on these sheets. I wouldn't play any of the rare bases.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that, but I think I agree with you. I didn't see. Yeah. I don't know if I see any of those rare bases actually being impactful.
They're only 1 health down, so it's not like a huge impact. But with like a limited pool, having the ability to ignore the colored aspects seems a lot better than like sacrificing one of your own things for a marginal benefit.
I agree with you, and I we'll talk about the rare bases later because I think that there's some discussion in Premiere that they could probably be better than what they are. I'll be honest, I'm not like super sold on these 27 health bases either. But this is what we get in limited, so I mean,
I think it like makes the pool functional.
Yes.
I'm still jury's out on whether I would play any of these in Premiere.
Yeah, I've been testing them and finding I don't know if I like them as much as I thought I originally did. But that's a discussion for another day. We're not going to talk about that tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us.
Want to saturate your deck with a bunch of other cards?
I do genuinely want to do that, Alex. I actually love doing that. That makes my life so. I love that part of this game, like that I could do that. Do I think it's good? Well, you know what's really good? Being able to play emergency powers for 1 and being able to get those extra 2 experience points. That's really cool, but that can't play that in limited. So, you know, like, it doesn't make my day in limited. In Premiere, I do like doing that, though. I will tell you, it's super fun to be able to do that to the ship that you're about to put Boba Fett on. Just saying. Like, I like it. You'll hate it, but I like it. Not you personally, just my opponent. Anyway, that's a conversation for another day. We will be getting into more Premiere type stuff, probably even before we get into Eternal. Though personally, I like Eternal better. But that's whatever. That's just my personal thing. I am going to enjoy the deck building that we're going to have around Premiere. Next week, we will be doing a leader ranking. We will be casting on Sunday. We are not moving to Tuesday this week. I think we should all have a clear schedule Sunday. I hope. JJ? All right. Yeah, I'm going to say JJ does. He does not get to go out with his family next Sunday. So I'm laying the law down, baby. Also, kind of as a surprise announcement, we are working at putting some X-Wing stuff together again. We don't know exactly when it'll debut, but we do have some X-Wing stuff that JJ has been working on. And so we will work on getting some of that out. If you are a subscriber on YouTube, you'll see it. I don't know how much we'll put on the Podbean podcast for it. I think we'll have to kind of gauge that based on how visual JJ makes it. But we are kind of bringing a little bit of the X-Wing stuff back in to try to help out anybody that is interested in playing X-Wing again, because it is still a fun game. And maybe JJ will draft me this time as his first draft pick. I don't know. Like he's made a mistake. Yeah, how many times now? I don't know. Like, just saying. My stocks might be up a little bit. Maybe I won't be Wolfpack again. Maybe I will not be Wolfpack again. Though I did enjoy hanging out with Sevwall, so I will tell you that Sevwall is a fun guy. So, and if you want to fund me and Alex to go to Adepticon, I mean, if somebody wants to donate,
don't
like,
do that. Don't actually do it.
Not no, I am. Yes, you'll go with me. It'll be Alex. We'll have fun.
You still run Scum. You're fine.
Do you still have all your ships?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have fun playing some weird, crazy jank stuff. We'll play the same list. You and I will do that. We'll do like what we do in SWU, except for you're going to create a crazy, janky, like X-Wing list, and I'll come over to your house the weekend before, and we'll do nothing but play X-Wing for like...
That's my control list.
one day, and we'll get
Trench.
no practice, and we'll just play this one list this one time. And we'll both play Scum and just give middle fingers to everybody. There you go.
Actually, now that I think about it, a lot of my lists in X-Wing would be like minorly considered control because I played like robots and stuff in set 1 with the tractor beams and ions, and then like my Scum list is all about red tokens and orange tokens, so I'm controlling their units. Yeah, I was a filthy X-Wing control player this whole time.
Well, there you
But
go.
that was not a secret.
All right. With that being said, we're going to sign off for the night. Thank you all for joining us. Have a good night, and we'll see you on the Flippity Flop.
Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening.